If you have ever wondered how much does it cost to start cold emails, this video is going to help you. I'm going to walk you through the entire setup and tools configurations that you need in order to be successful with this channel in 2026. I'm going to give you different options, so even if you are a solo founder or if you are a small to mid company starting your cold email journey, you can have the best tools and the best stack that doesn't under deliver but also doesn't overcharge. So let's not lose time and let's see which are the best tools for cold email at this moment. As I was saying, I'm going to start with the minimum tool stack that we need to run effective cold email campaigns. So all the tools will be paid monthly, and in some cases, for example, the domains, they are yearly. But we will see that the first thing that we need is an email sequencer. So in all the cases, when you start small, I recommend Plusvive. Plusvive, it's similar to Instantly, Smartlead, and other options that you may have heard of. But what they do different is that they offer unlimited space for the lead storage. So they are not making you upgrade to a higher plan when you have a lot of leads in your database. And they also don't charge you per inboxes. So you can add unlimited inboxes. And they just cost $79 per month on the plan that I recommend that you start. So of course, Instantly, Smartlead, even Email Bison, it's great. Just that for starting, Plusvive, it's one of the simple interfaces, and they will enable you to send and have literally all the features that you need to start. So inside the platform, you also have the infrastructure that they can do it for you. So you don't need to learn anything about how to build the correct Google, Microsoft mailboxes. But in this case, to save money, as of course all the email sequencers that they offer done for you inboxes, they upcharge you, I recommend that you go with a private Microsoft Azure setup. What this does, it mainly simulates that you are an enterprise customer. So instead of the typical cold email setup, which is one domain for every 3 to 5 inboxes, this is what you probably heard of with Google, normal Microsoft inboxes, SMTP inboxes. This other setup that I recommend for starting is just to be able to send a little bit more emails for a little bit less pricing. So it's not ideal. I will go into the downsides of this, but the good aspect is that deliverability, Microsoft to Microsoft, it's super well, and you can get 50, 100 inboxes for $125 per month. Also, a good advantage of this is that you only need one domain for every 50, 100 inboxes. So domains typically cost $12 a year, so it's like $1 a month, like a cost that it's nothing. But if you had 10 domains, it's an extra cost that you need to be aware of. Going back to this, the inboxes, it's super important that you have great inboxes, and I recommend that you have a 50% Google, 50% Microsoft stack. But if you are starting and you are not in the possibility of spending more money, I recommend that you start with Microsoft Azure, as it's the cheaper ones. But as always in this life, expensive things tend to work a little bit better. So make sure that you have 50% Google inboxes and 50% Microsoft setup. Google inboxes usually cost from $3 to $4 per month per inbox. And Google can send up to 20 mails per day per inbox, and Microsoft ones, in this case, the Azure ones, can send from 5 to 10 cold emails a day. So always I recommend that you reverse engineer. So if you say, I want to send 1,000 mails a day, you calculate how many inboxes do you need. So for example, if you have 100 email inboxes from Azure sending 10 emails a day, you only need this setup, 100 inboxes, one domain, and it will cost roughly $125 up to $200, depending on your provider. Okay, you will see that down below, I have linked several providers that we use for email sequencers, LinkedIn outreach, and also for infrastructure. And I even added the same inboxes that we use for our clients, which are this Microsoft Azure, and this is the pricing for that. But again, there's dozens of alternatives and all of them are good. And lastly, for this simple email setup, we have the lead list, which is super important, and a lot of people ignores it because they just go and say, oh, I can get an Apollo scraper for just a few bucks and I will get 10,000 leads that I will be able to mass send emails, and it's going to be just a few bucks. That was right in 2022, maybe, but nowadays, if you are sending mails to only Apollo leads, you are in a bad territory. You will not get results first because data from Apollo it's not the best. It's not verified. It's not updated every single day, and in general, they are people that have been spammed till the like every day they receive dozens and dozens of inbox of mails. So their inboxes are chaotic, and it's difficult to get a response from someone that is being bombarded by other cold emailers. So what you want to do is try to get the base data possible. So I added here an example, which is $100 per month for 5,000 leads. This can be less and it can be more depending on the type of enrichments that you do. What is an enrichment, you may be asking? An enrichment, it's mainly looking for certain information across a specific data. So if I want to target SaaS companies in the US that have 10 to 15 employees, that's fine, but that's a generalistic ICP. It can work. You will get results, but if you are starting, it's going to be way difficult. And if you are not sending thousands and thousands of emails, you are going to be having a hard time. What you want to do is have 5,000 leads with the correct enrichments. So what this means is instead of having 20,000 leads that may fit the criteria of SaaS companies from US, etc., what you want is to get this big list, 20,000 leads fitting this criteria, and then run enrichments with custom prompts that you have with ChatGPT, Claude, whatever AI you are using, and mainly scraping which SaaS are actually the ones that could be able to buy your offer. So this is hard to explain like this, but if you have used Clay, if you have used PlusVibe, they have it integrated also in the data. You will be able to see. Let me show it to you. If you go to PlusVibe, I don't know if it's sharing. If you go to PlusVibe, you will be able to see if you go to data that you can create a test list, for example, and you will be able to see it as in Clay. No, you have a spreadsheet, and here you will be able to upload your data with a CCUF. So you can mass scrape from Apollo. That's fine. You will be able to have a generalistic data, which later you need to enrich, right? So enrichments are these. You can even re-verify the emails, but you can also use AI to make sure that they fit your exact criteria. So instead of saying, I want to target SaaS companies in the US, blah, 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 what you can say is, I want to target SaaS companies that recently launched a new AI feature. So what this does, it's from the list that you have, from the 20,000 leads that are SaaS, they will give you only the ones that recently launched a new AI feature. So you can mention this in the emails later. So this is not directly a buying signal, but what it does, it segment way better your lead data, and it's going to work way better than the other options. Apart from that, what I recommend is that another enrichment that you run, it's verify the email. And if you don't want to do it with PlusVibe because you are using another solution, you can also use Neverbones or Million Verifier. And there's other tools that are also useful, and that they will be making sure that all the addresses that you reach out to are real, that they are not deactivated or always out of office or other hard bounces that you can get. So it's super important to invest in a quality lead list. So as you can see, the total for this stack will be roughly from $250 to $400 a month, depending on what do you want to use. But this is a very simple stack, right? So you will get results, of course. It's possible if you follow all the best practices and all the recommendations that there is for cold email nowadays. But I recommend that you invest a little bit more. Because if you are in B2B business, by the way, cold email, it's only for B2B. Don't try to run it on B2C, because some clients try to approach me saying, I have a B2C offer. Can we run this too? No. Cold email works exclusively for B2B, or at least in Europe, and I would say that in US too, because there's a lot of legal GDPRs and legal, I don't want to enter in this area, but there's a lot of stuff that you don't know, and that if someone puts a complaint about you, you can get fined really hard. And it seems like it's not true, but trust me, it's true. And we know, sorry, We all know people that has been fine, and trust me, you need to follow best practices. So if you are a B2B company running this and you think this is a lot, you need to reconsider your current strategies. Maybe cold email is not for you, but I assure you that it's one of the cheapest acquisition channels that exists. Like for $300 a month, you can be sending from 500 to 1,000 emails a day. This is crazy good. But again, I recommend that you buy way more inboxes with more domains and the data. You will need slightly more data. So make sure to have all of this in place, as the plus wave platform that I recommended, it's perfectly even if you are starting, if you are scaling, or any position. But if you want to start sending more than 100,000 emails per month, which is completely achievable and it's not very big numbers, there's also the option to get Email Bison. Email Bison, it's slightly more technical, but it costs $600 a month, which is a way higher price. Just the tool alone costs more than the entire initial setup. But if you're starting to send hundreds and thousands of emails, you may want to check that. But again, PlusWave fits perfectly fine for starters and even if you are scaling. So this is literally what you need to start doing cold email and launching successful campaigns. And if you check my channel, you will see that there's some videos where we explain the exact process that we follow to get results in 2026. If anyway you want to check down below the links for these tools, you will see that they have affiliate links which helps us keep doing these videos. And there's also a free community where you can join and we will review your current needs and we will give you the best stack based on what you need at this moment. This is super useful, and as I said, it's completely free. You just need to join and say hi in the chat. I hope that you like this video and that it was useful, and I hope to see you again.